right? You go to the last chapter, it talks about your seed, right? So procreating is one of our tools as men. But what we procreate in this world can become demonic to others. And that doesn't mean just your seed is the demon.
You sip.
It doesn't mean your seed alone is the demon. Your seed could be good seed, but the ground could be horrible.
That part.
You plant your seed in the wrong ground, you could produce a demon. Again. So we have to be mindful of where we plant, because we want to make sure that we have good fruit. We're responsible for our seed. We got to look at any time we were irresponsible and what could have happened or what did happen.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. And I addressed that in that chapter. We'll discuss that in volume 2 because I understand where I was going with this.
Yeah.
But just for the common man that's reading it right now that wanted to change the trajectory of their lives and wanted to make an adjustment to having a solid foundation, I wrote this so intimately, man, to where I probably wrote this 10 times to make sure the verbiage was right. Because the first time I wrote it, I'm being honest with you, Jen, the first time I wrote it with a lot of anger. Okay. Then I came back, I wrote it with a lot of pain. Then I came back and I wrote it with, it wasn't hatred, but it was more,
disgust.
It was disgust, right? But it was more disgust at other people. And then I had to come back and realize that, nah, it's not other people. It never was.
It's projecting.
Yeah. We often want to project.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to face.
Yeah.
Again.
Enemy.
We spell enemy one way, but we understand that it's in of me. INAME. There's no greater enemy than yourself. So after I got done writing all that stuff, and I still have all of them in my safe because I was like, man.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should. This is probably the quietest they've heard us.
No, for sure. I was just thinking that we ain't asked the two questions.
They're like, Travis isn't talking. What's going on? This must be good.
It's game, man. That means it's game. If we shut up, it's game.
I saved them all, man, because I wanted to, if I have more kids or if I give them to my daughter and my grandkids, I wanted them to read it, not from a grandfather or father from an angry standpoint, but it's to show that in the midst of trying to develop something that comes out of you, these are the things that come out of you, right? And there's going to be some pain that's going to come out when you're being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
There's going to be some mental anguish. There's going to be some anxiety. There's going to be some pressure. There's going to be some stress. There's going to be some depression. It's going to come out of you. But I'm not writing it for things to come out of me. They were already gone. I'm writing it to keep anybody else from going through it. And to keep them from going through it, I wrote it so intimately and give them, the titles the way that I did for each chapter, with the quotes that I wrote in them. I put a lot of work into it, man. When I say a lot of work, a lot. I would not take back anything that I've said, anything that I've done to anybody that think that they love me doing this journey. I wouldn't take back nothing. And I will tell you why. They may sound harsh. They may sound arrogant. They may sound cocky. This wasn't for flesh. This was for spirit. Now, if you have a problem with that, you know where to go.
Straight to hell.
But I had to write it in such a way because it was to free trapped, caged men to be better fathers, to be better husbands, to be better leaders. And you'll never be able to do that without understanding who the creator is. We were all created by someone and something. We often look at the someones. We don't look at the something. We look at mom and dad, the someones.
Oh yeah.
But we don't look at the something because we have a purpose. Your mom and your dads were conduits just to get you here. There were avenues, right? And Every man is supposed to find their purpose, and you're supposed to push those two people aside. And in the midst of doing that, you're supposed to find that one or several things as to why you're here. When you find those things, you operate in that thing or those things. And anybody else on the outside must attach themselves to that thing or those things, or they're null and void. Everybody can't live their lives that way. I've made a decision to do that for the rest of my life. So my purpose will never be women or woman again. My purpose won't even be my daughter. My purpose is leaving an inheritance for my children's children. My daughter know what I gave her, so she should automatically understand how to operate in that, right? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And she should know that this is a bigger purpose greater than her.
Yeah.
If she respects that, then I leave a legacy and an inheritance for my family for years to come. If she decides to operate outside of that, I'm still going to press on. And I just put it in a trust fund for my children's children.
Right.
Yeah.
But nobody will stop my journey.
Right.
It's been paid already.